Whoopsie-daisy.
Hello everyone, so it's me again. Thank you for joining me. So those who've been watching me videos for a while, either on my old one or this channel, know I use the simulation X-Plane. I fly out of the airport that I normally fly out with my lessons, and it's good, but it's not exact, and there's a lot of errors that are inconsistent with everything that I saw that's on the default. So I started to rebuild the entire airport from the ground up, basically. I'm gonna put the links in the description below and just show you everything what I'm doing. I started about last week filling it in. Um, okay, let's see. I'm just waiting for that. Okay. Okay, so I'm just getting situated. I probably should have done that before I said it is, but never mind. So on the question of just clicking everywhere and it wouldn't get it tight. So in the question of what I'm doing, I started a thread or a post in the forum. I watched the guy's playlist tutorial, the 20 videos. I skipped through most of it because he talks too much. But basically, what I did on the 16th is I uploaded what I considered the essential updates. Okay, so the old looks like the game loaded. So let's get back. So this is currently the default. I took the files out, and this is what the airport looks like with nothing changed and everything flat on its back. Now, first of all, the buildings are the wrong size, they're the wrong color, the wrong shape, and the tower is not high enough. The runways are the wrong length. They're not facing the correct headings. They're off. And the frequencies, the ATC frequencies, are out of date. The control tower is not in the correct place. It was moved. This is cut off short from where it actually stops. It's missing buildings. And basically it just doesn't fit the entire map. And the person's made up a whole bunch of buildings here that don't actually exist. And yet they're missing the ramp start at the FBO, and it's it's just like it's not bad. This is just the default without anything done to it, and like they made a fair approximation or attempt, and they put buildings here. So what I'm gonna do is Copy custom scenery. Now I'm going to show you the work in progress. Okay, so I do have some screenshots here. I'm just checking. No. So this is what it looks like when I uploaded it, the pictures earlier. I've done a little bit of work since then, and they're more in line of the positions that I know exactly that they're in. Like there's always some sort of jets there. There's an old or disused fuel truck here, and the Cessnas are parked neatly, and the bigger Baron planes on the other side. And it shows you where you can start. I'm going around the entire airport right now, rebuilding every building per building. This is kind of like the fuel farm right now. They have like a plane or two there, but it's mainly, I notice all the fuel trucks are parked. There's a sign here in real life that says fuel farm, and it points to there and so forth. And I turned on military aircraft because military aircraft do touch and goes, and helicopters, military and Coast Guard wise, always land there. I've gotten a little bit further than what the pictures show. The FBO hangar is a little bit different from what we look like, and it doesn't have an office at the back. So I had to come up with a variation of that. Like I mixed the buildings together to represent the college part and the flight training services. I mean, it may seem silly, but since I'm always flying here and I've got my training there, so I want to be able to use X-Plane to reinforce my flight training, like the things that I pick up and my instructor shows me to do. Maybe things that I'm struggling with, I like to come onto X-Plane and just reinforce it where the plane isn't moving, but I'm not particularly moving. I mean, but the plane is, and it's just it's a better way that I can practice and practice and practice. And if you do the Pilot Edge 2 to practice talking on the radio and stuff like that, to talk to real people, that also helps a lot. I mean, it just helps to memory process and everything like that. It is a good tool. I mean, yes, it's fun too, but so is flying for real. I mean, yeah, that's the main reason why I went ahead and did the important changes first, because they are important, because the airport was inaccurate. The one-ways were the wrong length, and they were facing the wrong heading. I mean, the physical one-ways themselves don't change. It's that magnetic poles that change every so often. But on the actual physical simulation, they were completely in the wrong direction. They were like 5 degrees off each way. So I had to rotate all the taxiways and everything to match it up with the overlay of the Google Maps that I had. That's one of the things I'm going to be looking ahead after I'm done building the buildings and putting things where I want them. I'm going to be putting the helicopter landing pads. There's like 2 or 3 helipads that I've seen them use. And mean, by all means, check out the live videos of the flying that I've done, and you'll see the comparison between it. I mean, the way that they had it before, like just one plane here and two out in front of the blue hand, it was just wrong. And there was never a gas truck here. Anything else inside was it? Oh, Jesus. So, okay. Yes, here we go. So this is now what my airport looks like. Instead of Hangar 5, this is the. You can start anywhere basically. When I'm done, you can have ramp 7. This is ramp 7 basically, Hangar 7, and so you would taxi out and be careful. They have 152s here normally, but we don't have models of them. We just have the 172s. They have Cherokees in real life, but yeah, like this is. It seems more realistic. So regarding the building itself, I merged the FBO building with another building to make it look like the existing hangar with a college building on the back. So then I got the car park with a little bush or trail that I'm going to put in once I'm done. So this is the fuel farm. I am going to add one plane to the side here, because they have a plane sometimes, or plane too. I move, instead of over there, I move this a little bit closer, but I might put this building over to there and put this back where it belongs. Now over here is the cargo area. I got rid of the small planes and put the because they have the planes that are landing there are completely white, and they're big ass planes. Like they are actually like planes like this big taking off. They're probably US owned or federal owned, but they're completely unmarked. And then there's only, I got rid of that building on the other side because there's only one building here. So first of all, the runways are now facing the correct heading. So we're getting, that's why there's now traffic everywhere, and the airport's more active. When I had the default, it was less active, like planes weren't landing or taking off because it was off. The ATC didn't know completely all of it. That's why it's disconnected here, but I didn't really want that road anyway because this road has been discontinued. This is the major problem right now that I'm going to be working on to fix, because there's a big old road with a street lamp in the middle of the landing pattern, and that's not good. And so yeah, that's really not good. So over how do we get, so there's the new control tower. it's in the correct place, like literally in the spot. And using the airport diagram, I got the correct height. So when you go to the tower view, you'll get the actual height that it is on the real airport, the 563 I think it is. This area doesn't have any buildings. It's just it's a blank parking spot area. So that's what this print is the existing tower that's a little bit different. But the models that we have in the library, in the Laminar Research Library, this is as close as I could find to the height. I extended the taxiway to the end, and I overlapped this one. I increased the size of the fire station. I'm going to put the taxiway here and build the hangar here because this is the air gas, like the jet fuel, for airplanes and stuff like this. This is the hangars for the flying club, for the separate planes and such. This is where the actual hangar 5 is, the flying club. All of this is blank. It's a dirt road that doesn't do anything. This is another hangar which I'm going to put planes in, stuff like that. I'm slowly working my way around clockwise. I started building up the terminal. I'm going to probably remove the second layer, put some sort of glass rail, but I wasn't really worried about that because although I do like doing Boeing flights and the big jet flights, my focus is practice. So I went ahead and redid the boundaries of the airport to the correct size. So the boundaries of the airport actually extend to the roads and the ends of the actual land property of the airport. So the border goes right up to the edge of the road as it does in real life, like all the way down there until you come around. And I reshaped the patterns of the ramps and jetways right now. I didn't really want to do too much or get into too much detail, but I'm doing it just for the sake of it. I'm probably going to add another just to complete it because it cut short off here for some reason. So you got commercial buildings here, the international airport here. You got the long stay parking, the temporary return, car rental return, and so much more. The departure frequencies have been set to the correct frequency, 119.65. These I'm going to be building. I did some of these roads so far. Like this is a work in progress, don't get me wrong. Like I basically demolished everything and started building the airport back up from scratch because it's the model from the previous person was okay if you're not going to spend much time. If you just go in there to fly to land from New York and then take off and never come back here again, then that model was fine. But considering I'm here all the time, I'm using this to reinforce the training that I'm receiving, to practice what I learn. I want the details as close as possible, just to make sure I'm not learning something that I think I'm learning, to only find out that no, I'm only learning what X-Plane is doing instead of what it is supposed to be an approximation of. So yeah, these runways are longer. They were off by 200 feet in length and 150 meters width off. The correct size. I rotated the taxiways to match the new headings. For some reason, the 0624 runway, it wasn't even close. It was off by two. No, it was just, yeah, it was not anywhere near the correct heading. So yeah, I'm really not sure what happened with that, but so yeah, so far this is the work in progress. It's looking a little bit more realistic and not X-Plane-listic. And then, so this is what I'm using to help. I'm using the top-down view as well as the street maps on the player. So they don't have really too many jetways on this one, just two on the very end. So yeah, I mean, there's a few buildings here that they deal with and can do with. I'm gonna probably have to go watch some of those playlists to find out how to get rid of this road. See, on the actual Google map, this road is discontinued. Like it's a dirt road that I'm sure only emergency staff use. There is no street lighting here at all. There's nothing. There is no road. The road goes from here. I mean, basically, this dirt road is just to connect this. And it goes to the station, sure, but it doesn't go all the way to the runway. And this one is further down from where it is. Those are the PAPI lights. No, I don't think they are. Maybe. Yeah, they are. So as you can see, so that's why I got all the junk there. Then you got the parkways and that one as building that I put. So yeah, this is Hangar 7. That's why I did the car parking like this, and that's why I joined the buildings together, because they have basically a college building at the back end. The whole rest of it is a hangar, and the FBO is right here. Here is basically the fuel farm. You got one plane there. You got the rest of them are just fuel tanks and cars, trucks. You got the tanks here, oil tanks or fuel tanks. You got all the different companies and doing stuff like that. So yeah, I got a few buildings to do. I got quite a lot to do, to be honest, but we'll get there slowly, surely. I'm gonna try to make it as close as possible. So yeah, there you go. That's the miniature short that shows you the work in progress. Alright guys, thank you very much.